What the flip is up, guys? It's your girl Brooklyn and welcome to my channel. Let's do this. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I'm really excited for it, but at the same time, I'm absolutely mind blown that I'm even filming this video right now. I know I say that every time, but it's just insane how quickly this pregnancy is going by. So as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be filming a third trimester recap. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I did a first trimester Q&A and then I did a recap of my second trimester. So I will make sure to put a link for those in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. But this one's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna be doing not only a recap of the third trimester, but I'm also gonna be doing a life update because I went MIA and I haven't really updated you guys on anything. I just kind of left you in the dark. So I wanna use this time to explain where I've been and what all has happened because it has been a whirlwind for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps support my channel, and let's get into today's video. So I'm just gonna start off this video as like a little quick chit chat with you guys, kind of explain what's going on. If you have never been to my channel before, welcome. I am currently 37 weeks pregnant with our baby girl. I am a first-time mom, so this is the first time I've ever gone through this experience. I'm just really excited to share with you guys what I've gone through and how my experience and journey through pregnancy has been thus far. So I'm sure you guys have noticed if you have been following me for a while, I just really haven't been posting a lot on my YouTube channel, and I wanted to kind of explain why that is. I just keep getting in my head and thinking too much about what I think other people want to see. Obviously, with this whole pandemic going on, we have been quarantined and in lockdown, and I haven't really been able to go out and do much, which for me, I'm just a very active person and I'm always on the go, and I love to take you guys with me. The last 2-3 months now we have been on lockdown and I haven't been able to really go out and do anything. So I keep getting in my head and I'll start filming a video. I'm constantly worried about if it's gonna be boring. I keep telling myself that y'all aren't gonna enjoy the footage, it's crap footage, I'm not doing a good job, and I just keep getting in my head, and then I'll just stop filming in the middle of a video, but then later on I regret it. And you know what, I keep making excuses why I can't film. And you know what, excuses are like buttholes. Everybody has one and they stink, and I just need to stop. It took me a little while to get to this place in my head, but I finally just come to terms with the fact that as long as I enjoy what I'm filming and I'm enjoying making the videos, that's all that matters. And I really do feel like when you truly enjoy something, that is what is transparent and transpires through you. If y'all like it, great. If not, that's okay too. That's the main reason why I have kind of stopped filming. I kept getting in my head. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I felt like the footage that I was getting was just boring and that y'all weren't gonna wanna see it. Don't worry, I'm gonna stop getting all in my head like that, and I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix it. Just you wait. That kind of gives y'all a little background on why I haven't been filming as much, but over the last few weeks in particular, there has just been so much going on. It's just been really difficult to kind of keep y'all in the loop. Everything always happens all at the same time. On top of all the craziness that life throws at you anyways, like on a daily basis, Danny actually ended up having to have surgery about 2 weeks ago. That was really chaotic. Today is actually his first day back to work. Hopefully it's going good for him. But on top of his surgery, we have been having to take our dogs to the vet. Long story short, the vet that we were originally going to was kind of just giving us the runaround, take all our money. The problems that we were having weren't being adjusted in any way, shape, or form. So I found a new vet, took them to our new vet. Things got much better with the dogs, but then out of nowhere, my husky Duke actually got extremely sick, and I have never seen him like this before. So we had to take him back in, spent like over $1,000. So I've got Danny, who's on medication from his surgery, our dog Rico, who's on 3 different medications because of his issues that he's having, and then my dog Duke, who is on 8 different medications for his issues that he's having, on top of the fact that our baby girl is due in just a few short weeks. So it has been very very, very chaotic over the last few weeks. My hormones are already all over the place, you know. I'm exhausted, and the last few weeks have just not only mentally drained me, but I am just physically and emotionally drained as well. I just needed a break. You know what? It is okay because things are finally looking up. Danny's feeling much better. He's doing so good. Both of our dogs are starting to feel better and they're doing great, and we're seeing a ton of improvement with them. You know, sometimes you just gotta go through the rain to see the sunshine, and that's fine. I'm accepting it. It's just everything always happens at the same time, you know? It's just my luck, it feels like. Okay, so now that I've given y'all my little life update, I am gonna stop rambling and we're gonna hop into why y'all clicked on this video, which is for the 3rd trimester recap. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I am actually 37 weeks pregnant today. I feel like I just found out I was pregnant yesterday, and now all of a sudden our baby girl is due here in just like 3 short weeks. What? And that's only if she decides to stay inside and cook as long as she's supposed to. She could make her debut into this world anytime now, apparently. Everyone and their mom likes to remind me of this, and it's kind of got me freaking out because it's already surreal to think that in 3 weeks we're gonna be parents, and it's not gonna be just Danny and I in the house anymore with our 2 dogs. Like, we're gonna have a living, breathing human being that we are now responsible for. Like, not only that, like that in itself is insane, but the fact that she could show up earlier than that, nuts. If you catch me looking down, I wrote everything down over the last few weeks on my phone so I would make sure that I wouldn't forget to tell you guys anything. Obviously, I am still in my 3rd trimester. My little girl is not here yet, but I wanted to make this video just in case she decides to show up early. So I figured better safe than sorry. We're just gonna hop into this sucker with a bang. During the 1st trimester, my sex drive was pretty much normal for me. It was like it's always been. And then the 2nd trimester came along and your girl's sex drive went through the roof. I don't know why, my sex drive was really high then. But coming into the 3rd trimester, it's pretty much non-existent at this point. It's not that I like don't want to have sex, but I have no desire. Like, I'm okay with not having sex, if that makes sense. It's not like something that I think about. Whereas before in the 2nd trimester, I was like constantly in the mood, and now I'm just like, meh. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't bother me. I just want to throw that out there. I know some people last time asked, you know, about my sex drive and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, there's that for you. While we're on the topic of TMI topics, I have always been told that when you become pregnant to brace yourself, that constipation kind of just comes with it. And I will say that thank the Lord in the heavens above, knock on this crib right here, I have not been constipated, not once throughout this entire pregnancy. I have had regular bowel movements the entire time. I've always had very regular bowel movements, and it has not changed at all since getting pregnant. So yeah, but I could not imagine going through this and then being constipated. Ugh. Okay, so your 3rd trimester starts when you hit week 28. So for week 28 for me, nothing really different had changed at this point, apart from the fact that my Braxton Hicks became more dominant and I began to get up in the middle of the night to pee more frequently. But even then, it was more so like once, maybe twice a night. Like, I wasn't getting up every hour on the hour to pee. And my Braxton Hicks, even though they became more dominant, they still were here and there. I didn't have them consistently. So week 29 was pretty much identical to week 28. It didn't really change much at all. I didn't notice much of a difference there, but then week 30 hit and quite a bit started happening. At week 30, I said I started getting congested, constantly sneezing and blowing my nose throughout the night. It's difficult, if not near impossible, to breathe through my nose. This is still the same to this day. I don't know what it was. It was almost like pregnancy allergies. Your girl could not and still cannot breathe throughout the night. I would literally wake up and go to like breathe through my nose and it just like stopped, like nothing happened. I have no idea why. It just randomly started out of nowhere and it just hasn't stopped. I also put my stomach is extremely tight and slightly uncomfortable. Sleeping through the night is no more. I wake up multiple times to pee throughout the night. It's difficult to get back to sleep, and when I finally do, I constantly toss and turn. And then I also said the last night of week 30, I woke up multiple times throughout the night getting Charlie horses all in my calf muscles. Being able to sleep throughout the night just kind of went away, which they say happens in the 3rd trimester. Your belly just gets bigger and it's almost like your body is prepping itself for baby. I would wake up in the middle of the night, I'd pee and I'd go to lay back down, couldn't get comfortable, couldn't go back to sleep, and it was really frustrating because on nights that I work, I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning. I work 12-hour shifts, and y'all, it is so infuriating when you wake up right before your alarm, or like 30 minutes to an hour before your alarm to go pee, and then you can't go back to sleep. Yo. And the Charlie horses, they didn't last very long, but yeah, definitely the last night I woke up a few times, you know, from that. And then, strangely enough, last night I actually woke up in the middle of the night with the gnarliest Charlie horse I think I've ever had in my entire life. So bad, it like took my breath away and brought tears to my eyes. And I got a pretty high pain tolerance. So a lot of people have asked me if I've had any weird or strange cravings throughout this pregnancy. And like I've said before, I really haven't had any cravings, if you will. It's more so I'll think about a food randomly and then all of a sudden I like instantly have to have it. But it's not like I've craved like eating soap or something, or random things like, I don't know, I have to eat a banana sandwich every single day. You know what I mean? I haven't had anything like that. But I will say in week 31, I started craving ice cream, specifically ice cream from Wendy's, constantly. It was like every single night I had to have ice cream. I needed a vanilla frosty from Wendy's, and poor Danny, I would just randomly start craving it at like 10 o'clock at night, and Danny would get up and drive me to Wendy's so I could get ice cream. I don't know why. Any ice cream would do, but it was Wendy's ice cream that I wanted, you know? It was weird. But I will say for week 31, I started getting little acne bumps on my belly, around my belly button mostly, peeing constantly. Again, that did not change and still has not changed to this day. And then this is the first time that I noticed heartburn. I don't think I'll ever forget it. I was laying in bed with Danny and I was like, oh my gosh, my chest hurts so bad. I think I'm having heartburn, but I don't know. And Danny gets heartburn all the time, so I explained it. He was like, oh yeah, you got heartburn. But it was the most bizarre feeling because I'd never had heartburn before in my entire life. It was so bad, I couldn't lay flat in bed. I had to like sleep at an angle because every time I would lay down, it was just like instant burning and ugh. All right, now we're moving on to week 32. Week 32 was pretty similar to week 31. So far, my energy has continued to stay up and no nausea or any of that fun stuff has been present. Still the occasional heartburn and constant peeing. Becoming more hot, especially throughout the night, just constantly warm and burning up, as in I throw the covers off of myself at night. I will say that I've actually noticed this pick back up again over the last few days. Again, peeing frequently, doesn't stop. The farther along I became though, the more constant it has become, to the point where now I'll like go pee and then I'll come out and 5 minutes later it feels like I've been holding my urine for 5 hours, and if I take one more step I'm gonna pee my pants. And then I'll go in the bathroom and it's just like a couple drizzles and I'm like, is this a joke? Or I'll go to the bathroom and as soon as I leave she'll start kicking on my bladder and then it's like instant pressure and it like makes me pee my pants a little bit. It's just constant urine is in my bladder and it just will not stop wanting to come out. It's so infuriating. But yeah, other than the occasional heartburn and constant peeing and being like just warm and cooking all the time, week 32 was pretty much the same as week 31 for me. So nothing drastically different. So again with the TMI, sorry guys. So week 33 hit and this was the first time throughout my entire pregnancy that I noticed my boobs leaking a little bit. I had one small leakage moment and then I put in quotes, I think. I remember like looking at my boob and being like, oh, I think I'm leaking. And I was like, Danny, come look. So we were like looking and I'm like, I'm leaking. It was the strangest thing. And it's still been like that. It's like every now and then I'll leak a little bit, but thankfully I'm not like gushing out because like my brother's fiance, she said she started leaking very early on in her pregnancy and it just went on throughout the entire pregnancy. And then obviously like after giving birth, and I haven't experienced that. And you know, your girl's not complaining about it because I'm not trying to deal with that, you know, right now. I'm already nervous for after giving birth because I want to breastfeed breastfeed, and I'm not looking forward to having to wear pads and like leaking all over my clothes and on myself, which I know it's inevitable, it's gonna happen, but I'm okay with it not doing it right now. I also said, I've had multiple people tell me baby girl dropped. I've carried low pretty much my whole pregnancy, but she's sitting so low right now. And then I said, getting right hip spasms, pretty painful, not a fan. Peeing a lot more excessively at this point, and then started leaking from my nipples. Working out is such a pain in the rear now because I constantly want to drink water, which of course makes you pee more. And on top of that, like just doing certain movements puts pressure down on my bladder, as well as my child putting pressure on my bladder. And I pee pretty much throughout my entire workout, whatever. And yeah, I started to notice more like hip spasms. So like I'd be walking and I'd randomly get like a sharp pain down my hip. It was more so on my right side than my left, but it kind of would, you know, change between the two. Still happens, but I mean, I can't remember, don't quote me, but your body is releasing some type of hormone that's like loosening all your muscles in your joints, prepping for babies. So it's very common for these muscles and stuff to ache. It kind of sucks. I'll be walking and be like, oh. And I'll like jump a little, but nah, nothing you can't handle. All right, so then week 34 came along and I put boobs becoming more sensitive and sore, nipples getting darker and huge, belly started to itch the most it has ever itched throughout the entire pregnancy. And then I put over the last few days, my belly / boobs / thighs have been itching uncontrollably. This I noticed a lot. I've randomly itched more so on my belly than anything throughout my entire pregnancy, but for some reason, for this week alone, I could not stop itching. It didn't matter how much water I drank. It didn't matter how much I lotioned up my body. I just was constantly itching. And you know, they say not to itch or scratch yourself because you know that can cause stretch marks and this and that. So usually if I start itching, I just drink more water or I'll go put on lotion or some sort of oil, and that usually fixes the problem, gets it out of the way right away. But yeah, it just, nothing that I did was working at this point. And like I mentioned, my nipples got darker and huge. So at the beginning of my pregnancy, obviously your boobs are gonna grow when they start filling with milk, your nipples get bigger, your nipples get darker, but they say like around this time that your nipples will get darker and bigger. And I learned that it is because if you have your baby premature, it's so they can see the nipple to find the nipple in order to drink milk and survive, which I think is just like the coolest thing. But yeah, my nipples are unreal right now. Like they are freaking huge. They take up like my whole boob and they're so dark. It is the most bizarre thing. All right guys, we're almost there, I promise. So week 35, so pretty much the same as all the other weeks. My ankles did start to swell up like a balloon after work at this point, and then everything else was pretty much the same. Up until this point, I hadn't really ever gotten swollen. Like my body didn't really swell up that much, but there was one night where I got home from work and y'all, my ankles were non-existent and they were swollen for like 2 days, to the point where I was getting concerned because I'm pretty sure that that is a symptom of preeclampsia. And I called my OB and I was like, should I be concerned about this? But luckily everything was fine. I didn't have preeclampsia or anything like that. But I guess, I mean, I'm on my feet for 12 hours a day at work, so I can totally see why they were swollen. And then for week 36, I said, started to cramp and become more uncomfortable, urinating a lot still and having a lot more discharge than before. And then I said, feeling her move a lot lower in my uterus, notice my discharge has increased. Sorry, I put that twice. But yes, I have definitely noticed that my discharge is increasing, which I read on an app that that's completely and totally normal to happen. It's just your body's way of prepping, you know, for baby to get here. All right, and that's pretty much everything. Obviously, I can't really talk too much on week 37 as I am 37 weeks today, but I will say one more thing that has happened for week 36 for me. Starting yesterday, actually, I started having, I don't know if it's contractions or if it's Braxton Hicks, because I haven't really had many Braxton Hicks throughout this pregnancy, but a lot of the nurses that I work with were telling me yesterday they think that I was having contractions. My belly has just been so unbelievably tight the last few days, and it's just very uncomfortable. It's not painful, which makes me think that it's not contractions, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be so naive to it, and I'm not gonna know, like off the top of my head. I don't know. I'm hoping I'll just feel it in me and I'm like, yep, those are contractions. But I've definitely noticed that, and I'm trying to kind of like take it a little easy because I don't want her to come too soon. You know what I mean? I don't want to put myself into premature labor. Last night was really rough. My stomach's just been so tight and uncomfortable. Ugh, I don't know how to explain it. Again, TMI. The amount of discharge that I had yesterday was quite a bit, and I haven't had that much discharge at all. Once getting pregnant, every now and then, like I'll have like a random time where I'll notice a lot more. But yesterday, it was constantly, like all throughout the day, I just noticed that I was always having a ton. It almost felt like I had wet my pants, but it didn't like seep through where my britches were actually wet or like noticeably wet or anything like that. I don't know. But what makes me nervous is one of my best friends said that I need to be on the lookout because she started losing her mucus plug at like week 36 or 37. I don't even know what a mucus plug looks like. Like I don't know what that is really. So yeah, so I'm trying to be on the lookout for that because apparently that could come soon. I don't know, we'll see. But I did want to throw that out there. That is something that actually just started yesterday, and my belly is so freaking tight all over. I don't know. Y'all have to let me know if y'all know anything about this. But I guess the last thing for me to do is give y'all a little belly update. I feel like I haven't really given y'all an update in a while, and my belly has grown a ton. Hers is getting so big, it's crazy. So let me show y'all my belly really quick. This is Lil Mama from the front. I've noticed that my hips have definitely gotten a lot wider. I'm filling out on the sides now. And then this is from the side. She is getting so big, you guys. It is nuts. Look at that. Insane. Nutty. I definitely will say that I've noticed way down here has gotten a lot tighter. She moves a lot down here as well. And my belly, my dad loves to pick on me. My belly button is like, there is no belly button. It's non-existent. I've got like that little lip still, but that's pretty much it. There is no belly button in sight. Insane. So yeah, that's Lil Mama now. Hers is getting so big. I literally can't even. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because it really helps support my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.